We are the Wormhole Extremists, and we are worshiping our god Seth today. I am David. I'm with Evie.
Hello.
And Nicole.
Hello.
And this is Stock Shot of Cheyenne Mountain.
Indeed,
I love when you do
is.
that. It happens so much.
This obvious.
There's that
Obvi.
puddle.
Oh, look at all of them.
Obvi. So,
Jakob!
Jakob!
it is Jakob.
Jakob!
Carried it over now. I'm sorry,
I
guys.
like to call this
pig
the
stomach lining.
Yeah.
I like to call this episode the one where a dripping nose makes Tilk laugh.
And he is ready to pull a pizza out of the oven right there on his shoulder. That's every time I see those things. That's all I
Looks
see.
like
It does
oven
look like an
mitts.
oven
It's
mitt.
oven mitt. Uh-huh.
So this is the last or second and final Stargate episode directed by Bill Corcoran.
Okay.
He also did the very memorable episode One False Step.
Yeah, I remember his name from last time because it's a
Yeah.
very memorable name and it's a very memorable episode for all the wrong reasons.
This is so
So
cool.
when I was
Yeah.
doing my research, someone brought up the point that you can see in Daniel's glasses the reflection of the hologram isn't mirrored. It's in the same direction as the spinning of the hologram.
I mean,
God, yeah. You know what?
It's
I'm gonna
very
forgive
minor.
them. I'm gonna forgive them because it is the 90s still and
they're
CGI is hard.
trying. At least they
It's
put it
very
in
minor.
his
It
glasses.
doesn't affect the storyline.
No.
It's just, yeah.
They didn't think to invert it. Hello, Seth.
Gene Diata's late, but Gene Diata's back, guys.
Welcome.
I will say, Gene Diata,
Hey.
you know, the last episode's not very Daniel, like, it's not a lot of him, but this episode there's quite a bit more of him, so get excited, because I know he's
More
your
than
favorite.
the last episode.
Yeah.
He's not injured in this one. So we actually have two, I might have missed some, but there's two main returning characters in this episode. So obviously we've got the return of Robert Duncan as Seth, who also played Melbourne Jackson in The Gamekeeper.
Mhm.
And we've got the return of Stuart O'Connell as Tommy Levinson. He previously played a sergeant on There But for the Grace of God.
There you go.
Oh, damn. Reusing those actors.
Yeah, well, why not? If they're in different roles and
Canada is a pretty small
who
pool at this
notice?
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you've got like slight facial blindness like me, you don't even notice.
Why are the Tok'ra only coming to us about this now?
Well, they've just completed
They've
their
only just
research.
figured it out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I missed that.
Because
I'm
gonna
having
say,
to read
global
the
census.
transcripts when I want to hear what they have to say. So
Yeah, they've just completed their census, which has taken a while.
got it.
Yeah.
So
That's a long census.
It is
Yeah.
a very long
2,000
census.
friggin' years.
No. Do they send the Gorbals like, because in Australia we get sent like a census questionnaire to fill out?
Oh, those. Yeah.
Every 10 years
Do they
in the
send
United
those
States.
send those to the Gorbals system lords. So some kind of episodic facts and firsts. So the cult of Satesh actually has several parallels to the real life Branch Davidian cult involved in the infamous ATF Waco siege
Oh,
of
man.
1993.
That was horrible.
Just devastating. There was like 70 plus people killed. It was awful.
It was an inferno.
But their
I'm
leader,
sorry, how did they die?
David Koresh,
But they burned to
believed-
death.
Oh,
they burned
God.
to death, yeah.
Okay,
So their leader,
on.
David Koresh, he believed in an imminent coming of the apocalypse and illegally stockpiled machine guns, ammunition, and explosives in anticipation. And then just everything went just south.
Cults are bad.
So this episode kind of ties into the last one, in that we get reacquainted with the biological compound Nishta.
Mm-hmm.
So Nishta was used to brainwash Ryak in Family, and a similar version is also used by Hathor.
Mm-hmm.
And this episode marks the death of Satesh, which is the third Gorbals killed by SG1 and the second in as many episodes. So they're dropping like flies.
Yep.
You know, I think that the episode would have had more significance if Seth was hiding a piece of information that the Tok'ra needed. You know?
Yeah,
But
he's
it's
just
like,
a
you know
gorgeous
what?
Yeah.
Let's go and take
shut
out
out.
this guy who's running a, who's running his own little faction on Earth.
To be honest, like out of all the bad cults I've heard of, at least like, you know, his is just chilling
They
out.
keep to themselves, yeah.
Yeah.
Kind
They're
of
not,
chilling
like,
out. Just so long as
destroying-
he's not making them eunuchs.
Yeah. Well, that's true
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Like it's insinuated.
Garshaw, good reference to Garshaw.
Yeah. Yeah, that is
We
a good
don't
reference to
see her.
Garshaw.
Upset
We don't see her till like
me.
next season, do we?
No, don't see her at
Don't
all,
see her
do
ever
we?
again. I'm trying to get her on
Yeah.
Dial the Gate.
What happened? She's so fabulous.
I know.
So there's kind of a goof coming up. So when Carter and Jacob are talking in the elevator numbers move quicker
knew
when
you were gonna say
Sam
it was
is
the numbers.
talking. Yeah.
When they're talking, huh?
So that was 27 and it's still at 27, like when it flips
Yeah.
between Jacob and Sam.
Oh God, 26 is hanging on for a while. Oh God, it's hanging on for a while.
Yeah, but like it moves so much quicker when Sam is talking. It's like every few seconds it changes. There's also a bit of a discrepancy.
Yeah, wow.
Carter says that she's estranged from her brother. Well, basically suggests she's estranged from her brother and has never met his kids. But in Cold Lazarus in the first season, she said that she missed her brother and doesn't get to see his kids often enough.
Well, I feel like maybe that was on purpose because she didn't want to like let on too much information personally about how bad the
you
relationship
can kind
is.
of brush it aside and
That's how I've always said it.
Yeah,
like I could say like
interpret it
things
as
about
that.
my family and how bad like some of the relationships there are, but I'm not gonna go out and tell everybody on
Yeah,
the
she
street.
could have been like making light of it to O'Neill because she didn't really know him that well at that point.
Yeah,
but
she's also trying to tell him to like get the hell out of the
Exactly.
locker room. So she
Exactly. Yep. That whole exchange between Selmac and Carter and Jacob and Carter is great because Selmac's like, I want this off my chest, you know, and to get this out of both of our heads, and Jacob's like, nope, I'm hanging on to my anger, and Selmac's like, I'm done.
So Daniel's talking about the animal that represents Satesh, but he actually mixes up his disciplines. So he says that anthropologists haven't discovered any animal fossils, but anthropologists study humans, paleontologists study animal fossils.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Look at you.
But it's
I would've
very
thought that.
specific. It's a very specific goof.
Jacob has mentioned something that I was actually going to mention myself, so I'm very happy he has because I didn't remember the name of the person yet. So this is the first appearance of the actor who plays Agent Hammer, who comes back in Heroes.
Oh,
That's
the
right,
Agent
yes.
episode he's in Heroes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, that's
totally right.
correct.
I didn't even notice that.
I
Here's
like
the
to think
Jaffa
that he
joke.
got. Oh yeah, I'm gonna wait.
Okay, we've got to be
I wanna
quiet
hear
here.
Yep. It's not even funny. It's just funny because their reactions. It's so
I just love
bad.
It's great that the Jaffa have their
make
moments.
jokes.
They have in
honestly,
jokes.
it's
Yeah.
so
And
good.
look at Teal'c, he's embarrassed.
He's like, all right, fine.
It
I
just
guess
didn't
I'm
land. It just didn't land. Oh, that's
poor
so
guy.
funny.
Just finishing up my point about Agent Hammer, I always thought that like when you see him in Heroes, I like to think that he maybe got promoted and like got to move into like other cool positions and got like access to Stargate Command
Could have
after
been.
like
It's a different
after this-
name, but yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Forgot.
So
That's upsetting.
Daniel misspeaks here a little bit. He says that Seth lived in the 1800s, which makes him a 19th century cult leader, but the webpage that Daniel is viewing lists Seth as an 18th century cult leader. So he got his
Yeah,
decades,
1722.
his centuries mixed up.
Yeah.
I also don't know if you guys have seen it, but there's a kind of interesting article on the companion by Christina Elbert called What Daniel Taught Me About Autism and ADHD. And it
I saw
cites
that,
this
yeah.
episode as evidence of Daniel's potential ADHD due to his ability to connect unrelated ideas because non-linear thought patterns can be a trait of ADHD. And he also gets very hyper-focused on stuff, which is also a trait. So take from that what you will.
I find a way to like connect everything in some weird way sometimes. I think I'm in like some weird middle ground there. I'm definitely neurodivergent. I just don't really know what it is.
On the spectrum.
It's not actually
I think we're all a
ADHD,
little
it's
bit on the
something.
spectrum. Yeah.
Yeah. I think if you're human, you're on the spectrum, you know?
Yes.
I think we found our ghoul. The glowing eyes is a
Yeah.
bit of a giveaway.
The
Yes.
easiest giveaway. Oh, look, it's my dad.
Children of Seth.
Dr. Jackson.
File photo, Seth Fargo.
How far will he go?
I wish that there was a joke in this episode where Daniel's like, the guy looks like my dad. Like,
Yeah,
think about
There's
that.
little in jokes that really should be all over the place. Like when Elizabeth Weir changes from Jessica Steen to Tori Higginson, Tori was like,
Sorry about the
Daniel
hair.
should have made the comment like, "Did you change your T-shirt?"
Yeah, something random like
Change your
that would
hair.
be really
Because I always
funny.
wanted him to say, "Oh, my hair is normally dark. I just went back to the normal color." You know?
Yeah, that would have been funny. I actually, I was almost gonna send you guys a message the other day because I was dealing with a client's account at work, and it was a deceased estate, and I was looking at the will, and it was the deceased estate of Joy Elizabeth Weir.
Wow.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah,
May they rest in peace. But
Yeah.
great name.
Elizabeth Weir. Interesting.
Great name.
spelled exactly the
Exactly
same.
the same.
Jed Ted said in the chat, was that Spader or Shanks riding the camel in the picture behind Daniel in the office? I've always wondered that.
It's definitely not Spader. So,
Definitely not. No.
yeah.
I always wondered if it was like someone else took that shot and they just gave
It
the
could be.
person hair to look like Daniel, and that's it. Because you can barely tell his face isn't like is there. It's very dark. So
I
he's
have
a
known
concerned dad.
I have known families who
Yeah.
are going through this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
A cult's like a big
who-
thing in America because like they're not really much of a thing over here.
Well,
like
I mean, not like a
compared.
big thing, but I can.
But is
I
it more
can,
of a problem?
I mean, I know a couple of families whose kids disappeared into cults and they never saw them again. So
That is
I mean,
wild.
in thousands of people that I've known, a couple
Yeah.
is not so big, but it still happens.
I actually have I have a bit of a, I guess you'd call it a morbid fascination with cults. Like I don't want to join a cult, but I get very interested in cults and how they operate.
Like, yeah, how
and
the
I have watched like a
manipulation
bunch of
occurs.
documentaries on cults.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like Scientology and things like that.
I don't want to
Belief
make
is
it
a
about
powerful
To a
force.
certain,
It
yeah,
is.
it just
I don't want to
fascinates me
go
to a certain extent.
deep into it, but when
Mm.
the Alison Mack thing came out with
Mhm.
Nexium, I was
Yes,
that ruined
I've watched the
Smallville
documentary
for me
on
so
that.
much.
Yeah,
I watched
yeah.
it as well. I was horrified.
I haven't
And
finished
also,
Smallville since that. news
Nikki
came out.
Klein, who plays Callie in Battlestar Galactica,
Yep.
she was also there, and that
Yep.
was shocking as hell. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, and oh my god, I can't actually remember the actress's name. She's an Australian, and she was in Star Wars. She played Luke's aunt in the later
Aunt
films.
Beru. Oh,
Yes.
the young one.
Yes, she played the young version of her. She was also in a cult. She's not anymore.
thing.
She's gotten
Oh,
out.
good.
But,
Thank God.
Yeah,
That. Yeah, a
I
lot
should remember her
of
name.
problems out there.
Anyway, so Tilk actually has his Zat in front of a civilian, which I thought was
Wow,
interesting.
okay.
I would have thought he had done because this guy's a civilian.
I was gonna
and
say,
he's holding his Zat.
yeah.
And this stuff also, the material apparently that O'Neill uses to burn the fence is a thermite application with a magnesium fuse capable of reaching 4,500 degrees Fahrenheit.
Of course it is.
Which is 2,483 degrees Celsius, which is bloody hot.
I suspect.
Apparently, the name of the actress from Star Wars, I don't know how to say her last name without sounding really rude. Bonnie, and it's like Pisse. Don't know how I would say that without saying it. Like,
Yes, thank you,
you know-
Jed Ted. Bonnie, that's the one.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
It's probably Pise.
yeah.
So the interior of this location is the set for Poltergeist: The Legacy.
Oh,
I
and
didn't
also
know that.
filmed at Bridge Studios.
Oh,
When did that
cool.
movie come out?
Okay.
No, the TV series.
oh, the TV series.
So
When
I
did
was
that come out?
watching Poltergeist: The Legacy and Outer Limits long before SG1 came on.
Whoa.
And so all of them were shot at Bridge.
That's
That's
cool.
interesting.
And we have been there. Well, the outside of it anyway.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure.
That's so cool.
Look, what you just said, Bonnie Jakob, because I keep saying, listen, I don't know how to say things, I just say Jakob. Apparently, that's my thing now. Good, let's add that to the pile with fishmen, because that hasn't come up in a long time.
Oh my gosh. Hello, ATF.
Oh,
Hello.
damn.
Was Ham? No, not Hammer. There we go. I love that. I love that they're just making jokes, being like, wonder which one it's going to be. Like,
Oh,
you got to pass the time somehow.
Yeah, exactly. Got to have a bit of fun at work.
That's what I kind of do. I'm like, what's going to go wrong today, do you think, to my manager? And we're like, let's start making a list.
Oh, God. Stop making a list.
Yeah.
Vancouver is so muddy today.
Yeah, there's a lot of wet in the first 2 episodes. A lot of wet,
forecast
windy.
is a sign of mud.
It's all.
lot
I mean,
cloudy,
it's like February or March there. I mean, it's nasty.
Probably just all that. Yeah. Would have snowed and the snow just melted, and that's why it's all like gross and muddy.
I would have loved to have seen more snow in this show. In the Colorado establishing shot, there's never snow. It snows over half the year there. You know, at Cheyenne Mountain, you would have shots of snow. I mentioned it to Martin. He said nothing. He went quiet. It's like, oh, okay, moving on.
Oh, bit of regret there, maybe.
Then we have a new person in here. I've just realized. Donald Peterson in the chat. Nice to see you. They made a comment about how religion's very normalized, in the US, and it's like, yeah, across the world, religion's normalized a lot of
Not
stuff.
just the US, yeah.
Yeah. Religion can be so beautiful, and also, can be the start to things so terrible when manipulated by bad people.
It sounds like you're describing humanity.
Yeah, classic.
Where's cell phones, folks?
Yes. Oh.
Let's call the president and get this
Let's
guy
call the president on the landline.
Yeah, because you were interfering with something well beyond what you know of.
Yes.
Nishta. When you brought it up, Evie, I completely forgot that was what it was called. So that was thank you for that.
Permeates all of your tissue.
I was kind of surprised they waited until 17 and a half minutes of the episode to bring up how he's influencing all the people.
Yeah, you would have thought he'd bring that up a lot earlier, especially when Daniel kind of made the assumption that the cult Seth was the same Seth that they were after.
Yep.
Do you think all the people are under influence, or do you think some of the people came willingly?
I mean,
I think they're all under the influence.
Yeah, they probably some would be more willing to be there than others, but why risk it when you have
otherwise
the tech
they
to have them all equally
unnecessarily
uniform?
zat a whole bunch of people.
Yeah.
But
Maybe he like tricked them into dinner and then like gave them the thing, the Nisha.
Oh, I think I could be tricked into dinner. Robert Duncan.
If Robert Duncan took me out to dinner and then decided to like, Hathor me up, breathe on me, I'd be like, I'm already in. You don't need to breathe on me, man.
Oh, that's funny.
Don't join cults, people. We joke. I do feel kind of bad for this guy.
Yeah, so do I. I mean, he's just doing his job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't know.
It reminds me of Brooklyn Nine-Nine when like the Vulture comes in and vultures their cases. Because they're basically done 90% of the work, and then the higher ups have turned up and taken it. And
that's totally right.
And whenever I see this now, like it's always kind of like
this is why Jack, throws him a bone and says, "Look, I get it."
He gives him some insight of
this guy was doing his job. Yeah. He's been watching this place for how long? And they just swoop right in.
Yeah.
Also,
they vultured this guy.
This guy's wearing the most 90s sweater that I've ever seen.
And mustache.
It's a great sweater and mustache combination. This man is pulling it off.
Yeah, I love it when he returns for Heroes, the actor.
I didn't even piece it together, but you're totally right. He's the one that keeps on telling them to be like respectful of the
right, and he won't.
He won't call the crew.
Emmett. He calls it Mr. Bregman until the last scene.
Yes, he does.
So,
yeah,
he's one of the reasons that Heroes works. One of those cool jackets.
Ah,
Yes, on your way out.
I get it, but this makes me sad. I feel really bad for him.
Yeah.
Nah, he's just a rude dude.
His secret weapon is charm.
Here we go. Got to get this guy on your side. Here's one of the truths for you.
Yeah. Love that. This is a nice setup they had. Look at those computers.
Yeah. Very old, bulky
Old,
computers.
bulky
Yeah.
computers. Oh, yeah.
He's put me in charge. I think you put yourself in charge.
I was going to say.
Asgard teleporters would be really handy right about now.
Yeah, they're almost too handy as the show goes on. It's
That's
like,
one of
oh
the
my
issues.
God.
Yeah, that's my issue with Zat guns at this stage. You know, the
I
first
really hate
blast
too
knocks
handy.
people out on their ass, except for this episode when they just, wake up from Nishta.
There's this amazing TikTok
also
going
it doesn't
around.
seem to hurt them either. You'll notice.
No.
Like they recover within seconds from a zap blast. So
Just take a
Michael
taser to all of
Shanks
them.
was complaining about this, and it got turned into a TikTok that's all over my feed, and I keep seeing it reappear. And he talks about how he didn't want to hold the Zap because like he refused to have it, and he has it occasionally, but like because it looks like a penis, yeah. But then also he was like, also this is the stupidest weapon ever, and then he explained how he hated the way stunning works, and he's like, if you go to the pool for like an hour and you come back and you get stunned again, are you still stunned or are you dead? You know, and it's like it really just depends on like what the writers want it to be that day, you know.
it's
And
just
then
a
he
convenient
complained.
plot.
It was great because it
device.
appeared like right after we finished the last this rest of season 2. So he was making the 1969 comment about the bolt and like the padlock and how it just like shot that open.
Break
like,
the
right.
It does
Yes.
whatever the writers need it to do. That's why they make the reference in Wormhole Extremists. Well, the third shot disintegrates. That is the stupidest idea I've ever heard.
Yeah.
I'm
I
so
love how they
glad
poked fun at that.
tore
It was
themselves
good.
down with that. It's really good. I just like the fact that Michael Shanks is able to poke fun at it as well and just be like, "This is really stupid," you know.
Yeah.
But he did his job and held it like the few times he had to.
Of course.
So, and I appreciate that.
I have a question for you guys. So Carter is about to say that Tilk and Jacob symbiotes can be sensed within 50 feet. So was she just guessing or only illustrating her point that Seth would be able to sense the presence of a Goa'uld? And considering this precaution and her protein marker from Jolinar, don't you think she should have also removed herself from the raid for the same
I
reason?
think so because Apophis knew that she had been a host once.
Yeah.
So he sensed it. The protein. I think that they're sensing the Naquadah.
Naquadah,
yeah. But like, no, you're right. Get out of there, Sam.
It was just a bit of a silly move.
The fact that he like chooses her to be like one of the front ladies because she's a attractive woman, like you know, you think SG1 would be like, man, not only is she gorgeous, but also she was a host. There's 2 reasons why we don't want her in there, you know.
Isn't it obvious to anyone else that it's clearly sitting in their ear? As soon as they get there, they'll be like, "Oh,
yeah." Well, when they're
so
knocked
obvious.
out, why don't they remove it from their ears?
Exactly.
Like, they
it's
change
clearly
their clothes,
visible,
but they
it's not
don't
in
remove
their
it from
canals.
their ears. Yeah.
Yeah. Love that you should yell.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Okay, they work. And she left hers out.
Yes, because she's smart. When the team removes this, do you see it says the it's labeled the city waste department poison hazard?
I did not notice that.
That manhole cover. So like, why doesn't it have a lock?
Do you think it's a
was it
fake one?
false covering?
I was gonna say, yeah.
Designed
Did
to
Seth
deter
just
unexpected
change it?
visitors.
Yeah. That would work for me.
They
You know,
had trouble digging, so I suspect it's a real manhole. They may have switched out the cover.
That's what I mean.
Okay.
I think the cover, yeah.
And O'Neill is about to make a zippity doodah reference.
Snippity doodah, yeah.
Snippity doodah. So for those who don't know, that's a controversial it's a song from the controversial film Song of the South, but it actually won an Academy Award for Best Original Song in 1948 or 1947.
We sang it when I was in grade school.
Really?
Yep.
I actually just watched the clip from it yesterday because I think I'd seen it as a child, but I couldn't remember.
Yep.
Can I just say that Daniel's only now mentioning the eunuch thing, and also only now mentioning that the women got like, you know, added to like
Yeah,
the
I know.
harems and
Exactly.
got like served the like.
So he
like,
and Jacob are just like really withholding some important information here.
like if I was Sam, I would genuinely be like, okay, not only am I an ex-host, but you know, like he's gonna make me one of his, you know, like ladies.
Eventually,
like, this is not what I want. It's honestly not the vibe, Daniel. You need to be faster with this information.
I like how it was unlocked from that side.
Yeah.
Rings.
Yes.
Yes.
Big circular room, guys.
This is the second time that we see rings. The first couple were in Apophyse's mothership. Well, obviously the season, the pilot, Children of the Gods.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Is that next time? Yeah.
And they like. I guess Seth has holographic
good job,
wood
guys.
floor. So because it just goes straight through the wood.
In the middle of the room.
Yeah.
The way they all backed up into like the perfect position to get ringed up. It's like no better.
Yes.
Yep. Welcome to the set of Poltergeist: The Legacy.
Yes. And Jack is about to make a Three Stooges reference. Everyone's favorite, Curly. Also, Jack's line coming up is like the best pre-loss of conscious line ever.
I don't remember what it is. It's been so long.
It's just funny. Ooh, green vapors.
So I had one of those that was
Apples was
sold
pink,
at
at least.
PropWorks. It was heavily damaged.
Oh,
Really?
no.
Yeah, but it was cool.
I mean, it's sitting at a weird angle, you know, that thing's gonna fall over.
If I wake up and I'm singing soprano.
Yep.
Great. Uh-oh. Hello.
Where's the thing in her ear?
Exactly. Yeah, it must be buried deep down.
Yeah, because you were able to see it from the outside of the ear canal, weren't you? So she's been stripped and redressed.
Absolutely.
Hopefully by the women only. And, you know, nice women. Hopefully.
This conversation coming up with Levinson talking about his estranged son, it is so heartbreaking.
Yeah. Very dark.
Because it's kind of like, I guess it's like the tale of three absent fathers, because Tilk is an absent father.
He's left all the lonely dads.
Like so is Jacob and so is Levinson.
Yeah.
But I guess my takeaway from this is that Tilk stays in regular contact with Ryak. So presumably more than twice a year, because that's what Levinson says, that he lost contact with him. They only ever spoke like every 6 months or something.
This is actually a great setup. That's such a good point to bring up. Like three, you know, absent fathers. Like I never really considered that for the scene. Wow. Yeah.
This is probably my favorite scene in the episode for sure.
Yeah.
Other than the ending.
It's really devastating.
Yeah. Guy just needs to talk to someone. If
But
he can't help.
Jacob's face, it's like a familiar tale.
Whoa.
Oh, he's breaking up.
My dad and I have had moments where it was clearly pride is more important than communication. Sometimes, with as a military kid, you just kind of gotta let things go because it's not happening. So
Yeah, but that line about Jafar society, loving one's children is not like one of the things that's complicated. It's
yeah,
just, yeah, it just really cuts.
yep,
Yeah.
It's very profound statement from Tilk.
yep. Is it like the back of a chariot that he's supposed to be sitting in,
Yeah.
modeled after?
No.
It's very colourful.
I wonder what happened to the throne.
I like that he's just happy with his really small cult. So he's just sitting there, just surviving
Got
all
about
these
50
years.
followers.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like, you know what? I'm just vibing, just jamming, just chilling out. Having some parties, doing some drugs. It's like, all right, don't do drugs, kids.
Sniffing some
Don't
green
do them.
vapors.
Yeah,
There
the
was
Green
a
Vapors
group-
was sus.
Yeah, I know. I read that I couldn't find it, but I'll mention it anyway. So someone online said that there was a goof around this scene where apparently you can see a laser light reflected on some of the people, which is from the film cameras to aid in autofocus settings, but I couldn't see it.
Oh.
It only sounds like there's about 4 people doing that chant.
Why does it look like Daniel and Jack are already coming out of it? Like it's like they're really weak to it. They were both very not enthusiastic enough.
It's probably the actors not being very enthusiastic about this episode. He finally noticed.
You should know that they can enter in more than one place.
We may have to get started.
Mm.
Yeah, things are getting spicy, guys.
Rick started really going gray this season, and he looks.
He just
looks
lent into
great.
it now. Yeah, because I just think he was dyeing his hair and then he just gave up.
You think?
And
Yeah, that's
I
what I
actually
think,
prefer.
yeah.
I think so. I think he's been gray for a long time, and I think maybe when he got offered this role, he made the decision to put some sort of rinse in his hair, but then he just sort of let it grow out gray, and I think that was a very good
Looks great
because he looks way more distinguished.
Yep.
I always made the weirdest I just realized something when I was younger, and I was always like, why do I notice this? They all have different hair. Like Daniel's brown,
Yes.
Sam's blonde, Jack's gray, and Teal'c is bald. And then when Teal'c grows hair, it's black. So
yeah,
it's like they all have a different hair color.
It's very
thing going
diverse.
on.
They're just missing
Yeah.
red. Yeah, see, there they are, right
Yeah.
there, and then not there. So whatever.
It's really in the ear canal, plugging up all that wax in there. Very uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's sunk in deeper
Mm.
the longer it's in there. The bliss that is Seth.
Yes.
I think he wrote something about that on his autograph for you, didn't he, Nicole? Something about
I
enjoying
think
the
he
bliss that
did.
is
I
Seth.
really need to find it. Honestly, I know
You
it's here
should.
somewhere. I'm gonna poke around while we're doing this to see. I think it might actually be right next to me, and I didn't realize.
He does sell this.
I think he does a good job.
And he hasn't really aged a day in 30 years.
He looks exactly the same. I mean, it probably, I guess it helps that he has
25
like the
years.
same facial hair, the same hair.
Yeah.
But yeah, he hasn't aged at all.
Yeah.
So when they zap him, he just doesn't seem to feel any pain. Like he just sort of comes right back around.
Yep.
Do you think it's
Yeah, big
because
sus.
of the specific strain of Nishta used by Seth, or is it just
I just
bad
assumed
plot
that they lowered the power on the Zats somehow, so
Yeah.
the overall stun settings are less. Like if
Yeah,
there's a way to
maybe.
change the power output of the Zat, and it was just cut from dialogue or never considered.
Mm.
So
I just want to say I gave a tiny little look behind, like, one little shelf, and boom, found
Mm-hmm.
it. So I'll bring that up
Oh,
later.
good job.
hey,
Thank you, thank
perfect.
you.
So yeah, we'll see
Just
it at the end.
also a moment to admire Robert Duncan's hair. So tiny.
That is all his hair.
His hair is so bloody
He
good.
has a great mop of hair.
Honestly. My dad's hair is also like that. This is where the similarities are.
I feel like you should be showing us a picture of your dad as
I
well
don't
as
have
the
any good
autograph from
pictures of
Robert
him. This is
Duncan.
what's so annoying. Like, damn it.
Sounds like it's time for a family photo.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Zats, and it's like, of course he's not gonna know what
He
that
doesn't
is.
know what that is.
Yeah.
There we go. Wow. That's why he's got the wrist device.
Mm. So after this episode, what do you think happened to the 50 or so recovered cult members? Because they'd present like a security risk with everything that they know about Seth and his powers and
I
technology.
think they were all given a lot of paperwork to sign.
Because I was going to say, or
I was
would
gonna
their
say,
memories
yeah.
be erased
Given a
once the
firm
mind
talking
control
to by
was
very scary
removed?
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would not erase their memories. I
Like
mean,
the
maybe they
whole
would, you
no.
never know.
Well, I meant the whole memory erase thing. Like obviously, Tommy was just zatted, and he still remembered where
Yeah,
the
he
zats
remembers,
were and
yeah.
how to locate the
They'll
transport
have
ring.
their memories, so they
yeah.
should.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that's just very selective plot armor.
To be honest, like, Seth didn't really, like, reveal too much. He just sat there, had his eyes glow, the rings kind of happened, and then, like,
Yep.
that's it. They could just pass it off as, like, weird futuristic government technology that ought to keep hush-hush.
Yep. There were like 10 rings in the film, and the rings were very small. How many? I mean,
Yes.
and now in all the shows, they're like 5. Like, if you got like a 7-foot tall person, does the top of their head get cut off because the rings aren't tall enough? Or do the rings sense,
That's a
oh, this
good
guy's taller,
question.
we have to dematerialize higher than ourselves?
Well,
That's
maybe
right.
it's like as the rings are coming down, it's like scanning.
I guess.
Yeah.
Oh.
Still a cool effect. I'd love to see the rings with modern technology, see how clear they look.
Oh, for
Mm.
sure.
Guy just looks so clueless.
Yeah. It's like,
The
okay.
wristband.
Someone is not tending to that fire.
Look, bro, you're like 50 dudes. Chill out.
Oh. You've destroyed his security. Oof.
At least you landed on carpet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, great. I got to go
And
and
you
start
dropped
all
the
over again.
The Zats were dropped specifically right there.
Yep. Shock grenade.
I love the way he just disrobed of the big dramatic coat, and he's like, right, this is a great disguise. It's like Altair in Assassin's Creed, because he has like a little white hood he just pulls up to blend in with all the priests. So it's like, oh,
It's cloak
I am
of
invisible.
invisibility.
Yeah.
Get out of there, Yos. Bomb. Bomb.
Bomb. Yes.
Oh. Oh.
This is really beautiful.
I'm not thrilled to see you, man.
No, he gives him a hug.
Oh.
Oh, he like fell into him with the hug.
Now Jakob Go talk to your son.
Yes. But the son isn't credited, is he? Like the actor who played the son. I remember someone asked on Facebook, and I think I tagged you in the comment, and like no one had any idea the name of the actor who played the son.
Yeah. Oh my god, like that's an effect I forgot exists. Whoa, that was quite cool.
Broke the rings for sure.
His hand is just stiff with that piece of jewelry on.
He is disguised really well.
Yep.
Just about as good as SG1 is disguised whenever they go out in public and put a cape on, which they do quite often.
Satesh Tokra. Oh. They should have added a bowling pin sound effect.
Yes, missed opportunity. You can do it.
Yeah, you can do it, boo. Believe in you.
I really wish she used it more than this. I thought they were setting up something really
they
cool
should
here.
really have taken advantage of that.
It's season 3. She's been messing around with it for a couple of years now, so I would have been. Ha 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 ha. Hail Dorothy.
Yes, obviously another Wizard of Oz reference. So Seth is the Wicked Witch to Carter's Dorothy. He's been created.
That was such a really strange death, the way he got created. I
Yeah.
can't get over how weird it looked.
The way he got
Like
created.
it you know what it looks like? It looks like when I try and dig a hole in the sand of the beach and I try to fit in it, but I never dig enough, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you know, I respect Robert Duncan for having to try and pull that off and make it look like he, you know, actually got squished in there.
He does a good job trying to sell it. So
yeah.
Oh, good scene.
Aww. Carter family reunion.
I think it's important that they address these things because they come up very briefly in the show. So to see them actually like pay off and actually do things with them is very nice.
So how do you think they explained Jacob's like miraculous recovery from leukemia?
His son didn't know, did he?
Yeah, maybe remission.
Did his son even know that he had cancer?
I assume he would
did.
know.
Yeah, he knew.
Yeah,
he said my son never came to see me, nothing. So
right, yeah.
Oh, that's a cute kid.
I wish we had seen more of Mark.
Yeah, I mean, we only sort of just hear from him because he sets up Sam with Pete Shanahan.
Oh wow, we really love him for that. We really love him for that.
because they were buddies.
Yeah, that's it.
I have a question for you guys as this episode rounds out. So what happened to Seth's cache of weapons? Do you think that the SGC acquired them?
I'm sure.
Or they just went into storage?
Yeah. Either at Area 51
there was a lot of
Stargate
Zats
Command.
there.
There were a lot.
Yeah.
Now they have loads of spares.
Yeah, we never had a shortage of them. Wow. Yeah, Jed Ted. I wonder what happened to Seth's junk.
I was going to say, Evie, did you just read Jed Ted's question? Damn, that is an episode.
I had more fun than I thought I would.
So did I.
Yeah, it's not an awful episode.
Evie made me care more than I thought I would. So good job, Evie.
I'm patting myself on the back.
As you should. Here you go. There you go. Gonna pat you on the back.
That's
not that anyone can see.
Thanks for tuning in with us.